What I'm about to share with you will make your 2025 go by a heck of a lot easier, especially if you are brand new or pivoting in this content creation game. This is the time. No better time than the present. Right now, this is the time to become a creator. Why? It's become easier than ever before. I mean, absolutely easier than ever before. So today I want to talk to you about what I'm going to call a case for live streaming. Hold on. Pump your brakes. Don't run away yet. Please stick with me. As a matter of fact, stay to the end and I will give you exactly the steps that you need to take. When I talk to creators, many of them are afraid to live stream, mostly because that perfection bias is still just tapping you on the shoulder. I was joking around the other day and I was like, it's like you have this little guy on the shoulder. You can't do it. You won't be any good. I'm like, shut up, Totoro. listen. Live streaming is phenomenal. It is a fantastic way to grow your community. So let's talk about this. Let me give you some of my reasons that I think. I was thinking I was going to number this list, but sometimes I lose track of the numbers, but I'll try. These aren't necessary in any particular hierarchy. These are just the ones that come to my mind. The first one is it allows you to connect with your people. Yeah, I think this is key. I try really hard to eliminate the word audience, and we'll talk about that more at the end of the video. But one of my buddies works at YouTube, and one of the things that he drills in our heads as YouTube educators is that the audience is the algorithm. So many people are making so much content about how to hack the algorithm, how I beat the algorithm. And let's be honest, fam, you cannot. All right. Anybody who says that is blatantly lying to you. They might not know this, but they're blatantly lying to you. Well, I guess that's not blatant, is it? Anyway, they're lying to you. YouTube has a staff, I'm going to guess, somewhere between 300 and 500 people that work on the algorithm. And the only purpose of the algorithm is designed to provide you, the viewer, the best viewing experience. There you go. To provide you the best viewing experience. So they are constantly making changes. I'm going to show you how smart the algo is. If it's morning and I'm sitting in front of my Apple TV, coffee on the table, got my little morning to-do list, I'm writing things down, coming up with my big three. Anybody who watches the channel, you know how I do. What I see as my options will be tech news, Manchester United news, Raiders news, and thanks to Yolanda now, Ravens news. But basically, I get NFL, Celtics, Manchester United, tech news, and local news. Those are the things that I tend to watch in the morning. When I come back from the studio at night, what it wants to show me right now is tips on how to use this dang 3D printer and lots of talk about, gear and photography and things like that. Right before I get ready to go to sleep, if I'm not sleeping good and I got my iPad out, it will show me comedy videos or historical documentaries or things about Japan. When I sit down on a Saturday, it always shows me things about Japan because that's when I tend to watch my, oh my God, I missed the Motherland commercials videos. It knows just from how you behave throughout the day. If you really pay attention to the way the algo feeds you, it will feed you different types of content on different devices at different times of day. So trust you me, if you want to find a way to find your people and expand upon your people and grow your people, you should actually start live streaming because they learn to connect with you, the individual. The types of videos that they show me are creators who it has obviously figured out that I bond with. It's not just topic oriented. If you comment on particular creators' videos a couple days in a row, you will get fed all of their videos. It's really funny. And so if you could look at a stat about your recurring viewers, the second time they come back is probably directly after they commented on a different video. So this is why getting your community to talk to you and to each other in the comments is very important. By connecting with people and helping them that way. So one way that you can make this work for you, and this is the second point, is it allows you to answer to people in real time. And that's part of the connecting. They're like, every time I come with a problem and this person is live, this person answers my questions right here and now. And they're saving me hours of Googling or perplexitating. What is perplexity now? You're saving that person hours of running down rabbit holes that they may not want to. It could be a smallest little piece of advice, but you become the hero for that person at that particular time. These are the things that allow you to build the know, like, and trust. When you build know, like, and trust, then they're going to keep coming back to you for more. You become the guidepost for these people, right? So it helps you build your people, help you connect with your people, help you develop know, like, and trust, and it allows you to answer the people. Okay, let's go down to the next one. This one is good. It gives you tons of content ideas. Over the last couple of weeks, if you've been watching my channel and watching my videos, I am constantly finding somebody in the comments who said something or asked a question, and I go and respond to that. The comments is your content farm. I got 2 cool apps that helps me out. Creative Fuel, I'll put a link in the description. vidIQ, I'll put a link in the description. Both of those apps are amazing, and they really help me a lot. But you know who helps me the most? You guys. When Kathy asks a question, or Brooklyn, or Kevin, anybody that has a good question, they come through, I just try to tend to answer that as soon as possible. So the content that you gather from your comments feed is absolute freaking gold. As a matter of fact, if there's a creator who is in your echelon that you like, go be a citizen in their community feed, leave comments there, and pay attention to the type of questions that are being asked. If they're in your same echelon, if you're talking about, say, travel tech, and you watch a channel where a person is talking about travel tech, and you look at the questions in their comments, those are videos that you probably should make as well, right? So trust me, the comment feeds are absolute gold, and people miss that because you're absolutely answering the questions that people are looking for. And yes, one day I'll make a video about ideation and how to find these things, but trust you me, it's absolute gold. I think that was number 3. Let's go to number 4. And this harkens back to what I said a second ago. Harkens, alludes back, reaches back, flashback, whatever. We're going back, way back. Let me not sidetrack. It allows you to build the community. Now, here's why I try to get rid of the word audience. I like to replace the word audience with the word community. And I want you to hear this if you heard nothing else in this video. Audience is one directional. Harry Styles. It's one directional. Community is bi-directional. I speak to my community speaks back to me. I tell them certain things, they tell me certain things. I teach them things, they teach me things. I ask them for help, they give help. They ask me for help, I give help. It is community. This is what the world is built upon. It is a very communal system. If you have an audience, then you're this person standing on a box talking at people, to people, maybe even down to people. But when you're in a community, you're on the same level. I'm on a new level, boom, 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 right? You can see things eye to eye. You treat them as if they are one of you. And this is what the people are looking for, especially those of us of a certain vintage, a lot of empty nesters. We're looking for people that we can connect with. Like loneliness is supposedly a big deal going in our country. I haven't studied the stats. Something I don't deal with because I got my people. You know what I mean? Like even when I don't feel like hanging out with my family, I can just come down and pop up a live stream. Few people come on and we could talk for hours. Talking on the telephone for hours at a time, whether I was at your house or you at mine, whatever. So you get a chance to build that community, and I think community is very important because the conversations are bi-directional, and you just allow people to feel wanted, needed, accepted, part of a thing. Everybody wants to be somebody sometimes. Everybody wants to be a part of something. This is huge. The next one is really, really huge. It allows you to become a better presenter. When you're live, you get used to learning how to speak extemporaneously off the top of the head. You don't need a lot of prep, a lot of practice. You spend less time second guess what you're going to say. It allows you to let out the conversations that you have in you. And again, because you're having a conversation with the people who are in your chat, it's just easier. I was on the stream yesterday, hanging out my homegirl Barclay. She's freaking amazing creator, and that was one of the things that she talked about. Is just about how every time you go live, you basically get better at going live. So yes, it's going to be a little tricky at first, and yes, you're going to feel some type of way, but it goes away. It really does, and you become more comfortable the more time you do it. I'm not a huge fan of making everything comfortable, but hey, it's help. That uncomfortability is what is known as growth. I won't say that this is the last one, but this is yet another point. I don't think there is a last one. I think there's so many cases for this that, again, I couldn't give them a hierarchy as to what's most important. You're going to figure out what's most important to you as you listen to these. But this also is a big one to me. For those of you who are time strapped, it can eliminate editing. I have a buddy whose whole channel is he comes on, he records the video live, he takes that live video, chops off the beginning and the end, and reposts it as a video. That's just the entire video. There's no extra editing. There's no adding anything. There's no getting cute. And the way he does that is any graphics or whatever he needs, he puts it in the Ecamm and he runs them as he's going through the live stream. If you want to see that, I can show you how to do that. I can actually set up a whole video as how to set up a live stream that is basically recorded that you then release. It's no different than if you watch a show that has been previously recorded in front of a live studio audience and they don't do much editing. Like they run that show sort of as is. Saturday Night Live would be a very good example of that. Like the people in New York on the East Coast, you get to see it live. Everybody else is watching the taped playback. Same thing with your evening shows, your Stephen Colbert's and your Conan's not on TV anymore, but Conan O'Brien, those type of shows. Jimmy Kimmel, there's the other one. Seth Meyers. They're basically recorded in front of a live studio audience. They don't do much editing. They let it run just like that. The only thing they edit for is if something really, really heinous happened or they need to edit for time. For the most part, you are watching what happened exactly as it happened. So trust you me, this has been going on forever, ever since the days of like I Love Lucy and whatnot. So you absolutely can save yourself a lot of time editing if you can get in the habit of just doing it live, saying what you got to say, and calling it a day. Really helpful if you're doing a video podcast as your type of show. Now, I said I wanted to give you, for those of you who stayed to the end, first of all, thank you for being here. I wanted to give you some steps that I think will make this so much better for you. First and foremost, start super simple. Don't get crazy. Don't get a lot of scenes, a lot of transitions, a lot of overlays. All you want to do is start simple. Pop your camera on, have your conversation with your people. Even if you don't know a lot about a particular subject, you can just come on and say, hey, we're going to research this subject together. You're going to pull up a browser. You're going to show some things on screen while you're looking for what you're looking for. You're writing it down, the whole 9 yards. I see some live streams where all they're doing is studying for a test. They just go live and they study for a test together. Gretchen, who's in our community, she has gone live just to paint. Like she's sitting there painting. Our buddy Obs, who's simply Obs on the channel, she often sits down and it's just live video of her hanging out in her garden reading a book or talking to you or using her fountain pens. There's lots of ways to do this, but this just allows you to have a comfortable conversation as if you're hanging out with your friends. You could literally just grab a cup of coffee, sit down, and talk about what's on your mind, and your people will come through, and you'll sort of develop what you need to do. So start simple. Don't go crazy. This is really going to help you first. Then I put set a specific date and time. This was important. When I first started going live, I used to do what I call drive-by lives. I went live whenever I felt like it. My friend now and mentor at the time, Stephanie, she said, hey, dude, look, I need to find you when I need to find you. I need you to be live at a very specific time so I can put it in my calendar so I can show up and I can be there for you. I can't show up for you if I have no idea where you're going live. And so I picked Tuesday and Saturday at a very particular time, which is 8 a.m. Hawaiian. It has never changed. It's been 4 years, well over 1,000 live streams. It just doesn't deviate. There's occasional times where I'm a little bit like 15 minutes late because I have to record something in front of it because of my company podcast, but everybody knows where to be. So that's exactly when I started to develop the audience. That turned into community because they forced me to turn into community. They're like, we want to be able to connect with each other more. I need you to build a community somewhere. So we started out with a Facebook group. It became a Discord. And even now I'm questioning Discord. I might move it again, but that's something that's up to you guys. Reality is it switched from me just talking to people, audience, to me building a community, and now we have soon to be the first wedding out of the community. We have long-lasting friendships. Luis and Paul are like family at this point. Like literally, it is something that you get from showing up at a particular time and space. Imagine this. There's a bakery that we absolutely love to go to, and they open and close whenever the heck they feel like it. It's one of those, like I called it, a drive-by live stream. It's a business owner who squeezes it in whenever they can. And every time I'm like, yo, I want to go get these brownies because these brownies are bomb. You go there, it's closed. There's a place down the street from me that makes the bomb Texas barbecue. I mean, insane. I never know when they're open. I've gone there, mouth watering, ready to get sauce up to the elbows, closed. You know what I don't do now? I don't even bother. I'm like, I'll just wait till I travel to the mainland to come and visit one of y'all, and then I go get barbecue. It's nerve-wracking. I've only been able to catch it if I drive by and I see it open and slam the brakes. Half the time you do that, you go in, oh, we're sold out. So that inconsistency, it's not good. Some people are like, oh, but it's scarcity builds. No, not for this. This is not that kind of thing. We're not talking about kicks. We're talking about people here. So be at a specific date and time. And then the last one, I will call this the last one, is it gives you an opportunity to get a little bit better every time. Every single time you go live, you crack the mic, you become more comfortable with what you're doing. So yeah, start simple, set that very specific date and time to go. It might take you a couple of times to figure out what that is. And don't chase it based on like, oh, this is what I think the most people will be able to, unless you already have a community and you posit this question and they say this is the best time through some sort of vote system. For the most part, you just show up, they will come. Initially, it was like 4 or 5 people. 2 were my best friend and my brother, but it grew. And now, we average anywhere, say 50 to 60 folks. There's always new people showing up, and it's really good. Now, I know the reason why I say this is the year to do it. YouTube is pushing harder on live content again. And one way that you can absolutely help yourself grow is to do them as vertical lives, because those don't even require you to pull up your computer. You can just take your phone and pop it up on a stand and go vertical. Vertical lives are great. You're going to get fed to people who may not exactly be your audience. Those are a little bit more like, hanging out in the mall and doing the live stream, but you never know who you're going to find in those either. So don't be afraid to get these lives done. I think if you really want to get your practice in, get your weight up, get your skills together, 2025 is going to be the year for you to go live. We're going live in 25. I didn't even think about the rhyme until just now, and that, my friend, is a tragedy. I am on a mission right now to get this channel up to 20,000 by the end of the year. So if you like this type of content, please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you can be notified whenever I drop something brand new. I'm Doc Rock. I'm all over the internets at DOCROCK. And by all means, like I said, drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking, and I'll do what I can to help you. Now, right about now, my friend Al, The Rhythm, he's going to put up another video he thinks you should watch, and I absolutely agree with him. Let's go ahead and press it.
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep quiet.